ion mode, which it's the curve on it, the trajectory is pretty bad. I mean, I'd assume it would be good close range for turrets and such. I didn't find much of a use for it, and overall, I just think that the A180 really it really inhibits your ability to do as much as you can because you don't have the mobility of the the mobility of the jetpack, and the all-purposeness of the gun doesn't really make up for not being able to have a star card where you could have a Deoxys nade or a pulse cannon, cycler rifle even. The DT-29, though, I personally really like. It is a 6-shot revolver where you have to manually reload it. So you can either reload it at any point during the 6 shots or after all 6 shots have been fired. You automatically have to reload the gun. I like it personally. I think the damage is really high. I believe it is a 2 to 3 shot kill. One shot headshot with Berserker. So that's something that it definitely has the potential to be a top tier gun. All you have to do is just aim it. The gun, through my experience, isn't the most reliable, especially since it's not an automatic weapon like some people are used to. You actually have to have a slightly better aim to make sure all your shots hit, especially if you're in trouble. Usually the 6-shot spray might be able to pick up 1 or 2. But when you get into more people, having only those 6 shots followed by a lengthy reload makes it so it's more of a 1v1 situation gun. You might want to be maybe stealthy with it and sneak around the back, pick someone off with it instead of just going straight into the game, because you're only going to be able to pick up 1 or 2 people before the reload gets you killed. Overall, though, I do really like the gun. The damage on it is really good, and I think it can possibly compete with the E3. The new star cards, you have the Sonic Imploder. It's a hybrid nade that is both essentially a flash and an impact. I haven't had too much practice with this, but it seems like an okay nade. I mean, it's nothing too special to me, but it is there. It is, you can use it. I don't think it's bad by any means. The new heroes, you have Jin with the rifle extension, transforms the pistol into the blaster, similar to the, it is her gun. She has the Sonic Imploder as well. She has her dash, her melee strike, which can actually hold up to 9 charges, which is a lot. I got into a little bit of a sticky situation today, and the range on the lunge is actually longer than you might think. As well as her passive is what allows her to get up to 9 stacks for each kill with her blaster. She gains 1 more charge, holding up to 9. Director Krennic, he has the Armor Breaker. He'll fire a powerful blaster bolt that deals high damage, does armor reduction. I personally wasn't a big fan of it. I would much rather have the 6 shots to the 6-shot gun rather than fire 1 shot and be put on a cooldown for a little bit, especially in Hero Hunt, which is what I unlocked the D229 with. It just, after you fire 1 shot, you're stuck there, standing there for a bit, and it's just not a good time. The C2B5 droid, though, I really like a lot. It has the 3 unique features. It has a scan ping, it has a squad shield, and a Deoxys defense. The Deoxys seems to be stronger than the Deoxys nade in the game currently, which is really good. And it is it is in the vicinity of the droid. So if you get too close to the droid or the shield, it starts to hit you. The squad shield's really nice for taking cover, and the scan ping obviously allows you to see what's coming on around you. Also, all the heroes have traits now. Is that down there? It's somewhere. The Death Troopers, I feel like having the Thermal Imploder and the Smart Rocket is just a little bit too much, especially since I think the Honor Guards had just the Smart Rocket. And homing shot, I think. Could be wrong on that. I feel like the thermal imploder might just make it a little too strong, but I haven't had too much of a problem in the games that I have seen currently. The U-Wing is only available in the Scarif and part of Infiltration. Has a speed boost, has a shield, has a jammer. You use that to get to the next stage of the game. I mean, it is what it is. It's perfectly fine. The power-ups, fires a mounted turret on the side of the U-Wing, the shield, the jammer. I hadn't really seen it too much. It didn't seem to be too impactful, at least to me. Same with the TIE Striker. I only got killed by that maybe once or twice over the span of about 3 or 4 games. So it's not really something you'll notice too much, and both of these are only available in Scarif, the Scarif DLC, as well as the new HUT contracts. 4 new HUT contracts have been added, which are the guns, the star card, the nade, and I don't know, something else. Armor, there's a new armor system has been introduced. You get armor increases or decreases, and you take more, and you live more, respectively. All the AI ships reduce the damage the AI vehicles deal. This changes the AI support pickups from Y-Wings, B-Wings, TIE Defenders, and TIE Bombers. I'm not huge into space, but whatever. I did notice that the AI seemed to do a lot of damage when I played in Fighter Squadron, and that might tweak it a little bit. Skirmish fixed an issue, sure. Game modes updated various spawn locations. I'm interested to see what actually gets changed, what updates to the spawns they put in. I played a couple game modes. I didn't really notice too many new spawns, but maybe as time comes, we'll be able to tell. Traits added a new way in which traits are, once you level up traits, it's now based on points rather than kills. And playing the objective will actually give you more points than kills. So now it's okay to go for that pod. You might be able to hit level 2 traits. This puts a lot of power in the objective player's hands, because before you'd only get to level 2, maybe Bodyguard Berserker by getting 3 kills. Now you can get it by getting a pod and maybe picking up a kill on the way out. So it makes it a lot more viable for some people to hit those higher level traits. Resolve the bug in which the traits will not reset whenever a player is defeated at level 3. So basically, whenever you die at level 3, you will go back to level 1 now, I believe is what DICE is wanting to say. So it really relies on objective play to keep those traits up, especially since getting 9 kills to get to level 3, going back to level 1, isn't really the most fun if you're using Bodyguard or Berserker. 9 kills is quite a bit, especially in one life. Speeder bikes now don't kill heroes instantly. Various minor UI issues. I believe the lag has been fixed. Sadly, the fail rail hasn't, and then updated the localization, whatever that means. The game modes. The Death Star DLC now has cargo and droid run, so you can now do more on Death Star than ever before. Walker Assault resolved a bug in which players could spawn multiple heroes. I know we did this in R. On my team here, it was a broken feature where we could get like 3 heroes, 4 heroes going on at once. That's been fixed. Walker Assault, remove TIE interceptors during the last uplink. Extraction, the shipment will now destroy any medical droid placed in its path. I'm assuming the medical droid stopped it before, and now it doesn't. Extraction and Sabotage resolved issues that could cause the player to get stuck in the hero select screen. I did have that problem. It isn't going to be happening anymore. Sabotage increased the time for the ATSTs, increased the capture areas, and moved them slightly. For whatever reason, Heroes vs. Villains is now best of 3. All maps are played twice, enabling the players to play on both teams. Battle Station, that. Game modes, updated spawn location, sure. Briar Pistol took a big nerf down to 120. So if you have Bacta and are at full health and full Bacta, you cannot die from a direct shot from the secondary fire. Alternatively, if you don't have Bacta because you play not cheap, the 120 would be able to kill you straight up, but it would have to be very close to you if it doesn't hit you straight up to kill you. Rate of fire increased from 240 to 280. Try give that gun a little bit more love. The DLT-19X raised the minimum damage 2. So that doesn't really do much, I don't think. Stinger pistol increased the base impact. Actually, that probably increases its one-shot range slightly. Yeah, that'll increase its one-shot range slightly if you get a headshot. Stinger pistol increases base impact. The Stinger pistol is completely useless still. The active time for both is 1 second. Remove the penalty of unequipping it. Basically, with the Stinger pistol, in a game where you can kill someone in a second, it's a slow burn. So I don't know why anyone would use it, but it does pierce shields. Disruption added a 1.5 second delay. You also cannot run during the deploy time, and when it's activated, sparks will emit in order to notify enemy players. So this is a huge nerf to Disruption. Before, you just jump into a room, pop Disruption, no one can shoot you, you can pick up a kill or two. Now, it's a 1.5 second delay, you can't run, so I believe you're probably stationary, or at the worst, you have to walk, and there's a big, basically in-game sign to show you that a disruption's about to happen, so you can prepare for it. Big nerf to it. It'll still probably see play. It'll still probably be useful, but it won't nearly be as much of a problem as it is in the public scene, public server scene. The Astromech and Viper droids added a lock-on multiplier. If they're more than 25 meters away, it takes 2 seconds to lock on now, doubling its lock-on time. Pulled in the effective range of the projectiles, lowered the minimum damage. So it's doing slightly less damage to start off. Back to bomb now affects heroes. It gives them 10% additional health. Heroes, the stun effects are not applied. Several attacks now do more damage to droids. Lightsaber, so those all do more to droids. Luke Skywalker, health increased slightly. It's a slight buff, not too big of a deal. Its force push damage increased from 100 to 130, so you're now able to one-shot people with Bacta. Han Solo's shoulder charge hitbox has been increased, so it's bigger, so you're able to hit more people with it. Leia, you can now cancel the Trooper Bane ability, finally. I've had that problem when I've played her, and it's annoying. The health token decreased from 50 to 40, so slight nerf there, and her health also increased up 50. The Nub no longer takes damage from his own proxy bombs. Chewie, the main projectile, from 40 to 45, increased damage. The main one from 20 to 30, and the roar times increased from 10 to 12. Mobility increased slightly, and his health increased up to 1500. I don't know what it was at before, but that seems like it's a pretty nice buff to Chewie. Palpatine, also 50 to 40, and very slight lightning damage decrease because it needed it. Boba Fett wrist rockets increase another meter out. Actually, it increases more to about 1.5 meters, which is pretty good. Wrist rockets, the homing range increased from 20 to 35, which is really nice. Greedo precision shot will now briefly stun Luke, and no longer takes damage from his own Deoxys nade, which would have been unfortunate before, but it seems as that is fixed. Dengar's Hurricane Strike damage input fixed. It no longer hits multiple times on one enemy. Increases the base damage from 100 to 130, so you can kill people with the Bacta Bomb. Bosk Predatory Instincts will no longer randomly turn off, and Vader can attack and block while force choking enemies. The traits have been added. Luke gets a speed boost. Han, damage fall off distance and general damage increases. He does more damage now. Leia increases the armor for all nearby rebels and herself. Palpatine recharges lightning quicker. Darth Vader, armor increases. Along with Bacta, he actually probably isn't going to die for a while. 80% more health for 5 or more enemies, so Hero Hunt, Vader's looking really good, especially with Bacta, which he wouldn't get in Hero Hunt, but regardless. Boba Fett, scan distance and jetpack recharge every 3rd second. Level 1, 6%, 2, 12, 3, 18%. Cool. And then the stat progressions, the diorama actually doesn't matter. The rank has increased from 90 to 30, or 90 to 100. I don't know where I said got 30 from. 90 to 100, so be sure to grind out on Droid Run. Appearances, the new Shore Trooper Captain unlocks, been added at 100, or you can play Scarif and play it all you want. Resolved an issue, which Death Star didn't record stats properly, and the HUT contracts and challenges improved the system and resolved the issues in which they would not track progress. So I know I kind of rushed through the end, but I also didn't really know much about the hero side of things. I was more focused on the gun side of things, the game mode, the new weapons, the new star cards, I guess the heroes to an extent, the new ones, because we wanted to see what they do. The vehicles don't really matter, and then the general stuff here is actually really nice. And I'm glad DICE put a lot of time into fixing a couple bugs, especially the lag bug, where you'd load into some servers and you'd lag. The fail roll, sadly, is still there. I didn't have problems with it at first. I thought it was gone, but it is there, and it'll probably be there to stay, sadly. But for the most part, I'm rather happy with the DLC. I mean, there's not a lot in terms of new stuff, but there is a new game mode and a couple of new weapons, and I mean, that's really, I mean, you could ask for more from an update, but I mean, I'm overall happy with it personally. Anyway, I'm sorry for rushing through the end, but I hope you enjoy the patch rundown for Scarif. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to watch occasional highlight videos. This is Wicked, and I'm signing off.